5. Like the number of fingers you got on your hand. 5. The amount of rounds you make it to before dying and saying, it's just a warm-up, bro. 5. The amount of sides a Pentagon hat. Oh boy, zombies are coming. 5 is the second map in the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies mode and can be unlocked by completing the campaign or simply typing 3-Yark unlock onto the computer. If you went 13 years without knowing you can get out of the chair in the main screen of the game, then holy mother of God, you need to just simply retire from zombies before you even get into it. That is, of course, if you played Black Ops 1. Anyways, back to 5. It starts us off with a cutscene with Kennedy before he got one-tapped, Richard Nixon being there for whatever reason I could not tell you, Castro the Communist, and Quincy McNamara. And no, his name is not Quincy, it's Robert, but if you play as him and hear him continuously give his nerdy-ass quotes,
SecDef needs a re-up. Stat, 0 times 2 is still 0. My accounting suggests that I still need to find some rounds. The statistical probability of this remaining repaired is next to nil.
you would call him a Quincy. Going off topic here, but if you're new to the channel, not only should you subscribe, but you should know I personally call the nerd emoji Quincy because, come on, that looks like a guy named Quincy. I would have named it something worse, such as Fred or something, but Quincy is so much more better. Okay, back to 5. During the cutscene, Kennedy and Castro talk about the aftermath of the Cuban Missile Crisis. If you don't know what it is, I can't really explain it all, so I'll just give it an analogy. It's pretty much like unbuckling your belt before taking a shit, but the belt buckle is like a Rubik's Cube and all hell is about to break loose. And before you have to call the CDC of a diabolical new organism forming inside you, you manage to unbuckle your belt and avoid the biggest conflict your body has ever had to experience. That is pretty much what the Cuban Missile Crisis was, except the shit was nukes in Cuba and the buckle was just America and Russia fighting it out like the chums they are. Okay, back to 5. So after Nixon has a panic attack, zombies bust through the windows and the 4 lads, being JFK, Nixon, Castro, and Robert,
lock and load.
And JFK gives quite the inspirational quote of the year.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
And boom, the game begins, and you are on the first floor of the Pentagon. You fight your way casually like the champ you are until you make it to the elevator and go down to level 2, or the war room, or as Quincy here likes to call it in the campaign,
the nerve center. I believe I'm correct in saying that civilization has been saved more than once in this room.
Despite the high inflated prices, you can open up the whole war room and do a giant train to make it to high rounds, or you can simply just train on one side of the war room, or you can train on the first floor with the electric trap once you find the part, or you can train on the 3rd floor, but we ain't there yet, so hold your horses.
A few moments later.
Once you buy the next elevator, you will then make your way to the 3rd level of the map, or the labs, as seen once again in the campaign. Now, the good news, you could turn on the power, hit the box a couple of times if you have the points, and train in one of the rooms for a little while, if you don't have a skill issue in it. The bad news? You will most likely kill a pig, whether it be from simply knifing the poor son of a bitch, or accidentally shooting it due to you shooting the zombies. And to be fair, Piper got flies all over him and he keeps wheezing, so if anything, you are doing him a favor by putting him down humanely, okay? So you pretty much just opened up all the main areas on the map, and now you have many choices on how to continue the game. Whether it would be training, as I said in one of the 3 levels, or simply just kill, 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 or just camp on the elevator and use it when you're about to get overran. 5 is pretty much open to your imagination. Do what you want and have some fun. The Easter egg song, after interacting with the red phones, one being at spawn, the other being in the labs, and the last one being in the Pack-a-Punch room, is pretty good. Granted, not as good as some of the classics, but good nonetheless. This map can be a bit challenging. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the difficulty meter, I would give it a solid 5. Not too hard, but holy hell, you gotta keep your focus up. Now, the map has a bit of a nuisance. The good old Pentagon Thief, or Yuri if you're one of those people that listen to the 6-hour storyline of the whole zombies roller coaster. Now, to kind of oversimplify it on the origins of this maniac, it's kind of simple. Russian dude gets teleported after the 4 original bastards teleported from Ascension, little girl brings zombies, bada bing, bada boom. Now keep in mind, I could be entirely wrong, and I am not a very trusted source on this, so I'm going to pull the trust me bro card here, okay? Back to 5. So every 5 rounds, see what I did there? At the turn on power, Yuri shows up and takes a gun and makes a beeline down to the multiple teleporters while you chase him and try to reclaim your property the good American way. Once you kill him, you get 2 or 3 things. A max ammo, which is a definite, a fire cell, and a bonfire cell, which cuts the price of your Pack-a-Punch gun when you go to upgrade it before the timer runs loose. On the other hand, if you do not go after the Pentagon Thief or fail to kill him in time, he will take your gun and you won't get it back. but he will once again leave you a max ammo. So like I said, bit of a nuisance. Now one thing that we all definitely did once back in our 5 days was turning on all of the DEFCONs to the Pack-a-Punch, only to have the Pentagon Thief take your gun, so far you aren't having any problems, up until you go through one of the teleporters and end up in the Pack-a-Punch room without any way to get out and chase the thief who successfully stolen your gun. Hell, you probably won't even get that max ammo. Now, because I kind of milked the hell out of the map, I'm going to talk about the strategies most people pull off in the game, starting us off with the War Room. There are two strats people do in the War Room. One way is to train on the mule kick side of the room, not opening anything up, and training the zombies. A pretty good strat and kind of controls the zombie spawns, speed things up a little bit, but it's very enclosed. The next strat is to open up pretty much the whole War Room and train in a very large circle. A lot easier and more open than the previous, but will take a bit longer. Plus, when you do go under the staircase whilst training, you have quite the odds of getting trapped by some zombies who would come out of the window as soon as you pass it. Now that I mention it, although it may be a bit less risky than the previous strat, you are opening up the whole room, so the zombies can and will most likely encircle you and get you killed. You could also train on the balcony, but I don't know why you would. That balcony has windows and objects in your way. That's more painful than training downstairs, but hell, you do you, King. Come on! The next strat is on the first floor of the map and requires you to collect a piece of the electric trap that will be used a lot. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here, I only attempted this strat once and never again. You train the zombies in an organized conga line and then you use the trap and kill them all. That strat, if I'm not mistaken, is fast when it comes to rounds, especially when you work the spawns. The problem is that you gotta train very carefully. One mess up and it's game over for you, lad. Finally, the last strat you can make, and I really would only recommend this for the earlier rounds in the game, is in the labs with Piper the Pig. The strat is quite simple. It's just your casual mini train in that room. You go in a quick small circle. If you are a zombies player, you should know about this. Training, I mean. The reason why I say this is good for the earlier rounds is because you will get overrun by a lot of zombies in the later rounds unless you practice and use the strat effectively and efficiently, so in all honesty, it's up to you on how you want to attack this. The final obvious strat you can pull is just simply camping on the elevator and using it whenever you are about to get into a pinch, and then using it again and again and again. But to be quite honest, that's a bit boring. I mean, come on, surely you can agree. Now the map also comes with the wonder weapon. It's the Winner's Howl. It probably isn't the greatest wonder weapon in zombies, but still a wonder weapon no less. You shoot the zombies a couple of times with it, they freeze, you can walk right into them, and they explode. Problem is the fact that you shoot a lot of ammo in the zombies in order for them to freeze, and you don't have a lot of in reserve to begin with. Plus, it does get a bit weak in the round 20s. Let me know what you think of the wonder weapon. Now, 5 does play a crucial part in the storyline. When the 4 chums survive the zombie invasion of the Pentagon, it brings the founding of Broken Arrow. You know, that one place Russman was working at, and then all hell breaks loose for him, and then all hell breaks loose. Yeah, plus it also holds a bit more in the storyline than just that, but whatever. It also plays on the radio in Revelations about McNamara being the only survivor of the invasion when the dimensions change.
This is Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. I am transmitting on a secure channel in the most dire of circumstances. The Pentagon is under attack from an unknown enemy. As of this moment, I am safely ensconced inside a janitor's closet. Unfortunately, I fear the President and the VIPs may not have found similar safe haven. From what I have observed, our attackers may be blighted by some kind of sickness. Either that or they're just dirty hippies under the influence of hallucinogenic substances. I can only hope that this message will bring rescue. Until then, please, pray for me.
Which, once again, I will not get into. You'll just have to watch and suffer this 6 hours like I did. The point is, 5 is a significant map in zombies. Personally, one of my favorites in Black Ops 1 and holds a lot of story. It brought in a lot of memes.
It sounds like someone posting cringe. It's just a meme, Dick. Sit down.
Got some pretty damn good characters. And what's more fun than fighting an invasion in a very reputable building that is key to the United States Intelligence Agency? I mean, Classified brought in that actually overran by zombies vibe and not make it look like the janitor did his job before clocking out, but nonetheless, the map is pretty fun. That's all I really have to say about this map. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos in the future. With that being said, thanks for watching, and goodbye.